even after the Capitol was attacked by a violent mob seeking to stop the peaceful transfer of power, a majority of House Republicans, 139 of them, along with 8 Senate Republicans, voted to do what that mob wanted, which was to block the seating of the electors that made Joe Biden president. None of them have expressed remorse or regret. And in the House, a battle has been ratcheting up over whether some of those Republicans who sided with the mob can bring guns onto the House floor. It started when metal detectors were stationed near the House chamber after the riot. Some Republicans refused to go through them or to be checked with wands if they set them off. Members are not allowed to carry guns on the House floor. And then came a culminating moment yesterday. Republican Congressman Andy Harris was caught trying to carry a gun onto the floor and barred from entry. The U.S. Capitol Police tell NBC News they are now investigating. It's worth noting that Harris almost got in a fistfight with other members on the night of the riot when Democrat Conor Lamb criticized Republican members for their election lies. The reporter who saw it all go down is Matt Fuller, who covers Congress for HuffPo, and he joins me now. So before we get to this moment, just describe that. It's very clear, and I've gotten this largely from your reporting, along with others. You know, it was a new thing to put these metal detectors onto the House floor. It was in the wake of this very traumatic event where people were scared. It's become this point of contention, right, where Republicans hate it and they try to walk around it. Like, what has been built? What built up to this moment?
Yeah, so the first vote back after the January 6th riots, they installed these new metal detectors, and frankly, I'd say about half of the Republican caucus just ignored it, sidestepped it, walked through quickly. I saw like 10 of them at one point just sort of like bum rush the thing and just kind of walk through. And the cops are kind of in this impossible position where they don't really know if they have authority to stop the members and make them go through the metal detector. There's apparently some constitutional questions about arresting a member of Congress on their way to a vote. So there's all sorts of issues here. They've slowly, this has been escalating for 2 weeks, but they've put some desks on the side, some velvet ropes, and they've made it a lot more difficult for members to sort of bypass the security. And yesterday I think was the hardest I've seen it. And there was really I only saw 3 people get through the security without being wanded down. And there are steep fines coming. Eventually, there's going to be a $5,000 fine for the first time and a $10,000 fine thereafter. But basically, it's very difficult for them to get through. And Harris has been one of those members who has been just sort of rushing through, not stopping for the police. And yesterday, with the new measures in place, a cop sort of stood in front of him, blocked him, and he was just sort of forced to be wanded down. And at that point, they found a gun on his side. So this is certainly a concerning thing, particularly as you noted, because he's, a member who almost got into a fight 2 weeks ago.
So wait, he gets wanted down. They find a gun. There was a detail you had that he just went and tried to give it to a colleague who was like, I don't want your gun.
Yeah. So, I think a normal person going into the House chamber, if they were trying to bring a gun, they'd be tackled to the ground, arrested. With a member of Congress, it was sort of a polite conversation where he's very close to the cop. The cop sort of signals to another officer he's got a gun on him. And Harris just sort of walks away, and he's in this sort of vestibule area where there's elevators, and he's kind of just milling around. I kind of followed him in, and I saw him have a conversation with Republican John Katko, who's a former U.S. attorney, and he was basically having none of it. Basically, Harris asked him to take his gun for him, and Katko said, I don't have a license for that, and I'm not going to do it. And Harris kind of, he milled around a little bit more, and then he made a couple comments about he reminded his staff to tell him to take off his gun or something, and then he got in an elevator, and he left. And 7 minutes later, he was back, and I don't know where he put the gun. I don't know if he put it back in his office, but he got back on the House floor. He went through the metal detectors. There's no problem.
Yeah, House rules are that you can't bring a gun on the floor. There are places in American life where you can't bring guns. And Republicans, Matt Gaetz saying they're trying to disarm Lauren Boebert on the floor of the House of Representatives because ultimately they're coming to disarm many, many more. I think the House floor seems a good place not to have a gun. That's just me. Matt Fuller, who is a great set of eyes and ears on that House floor. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.